Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a good looking puzzle in front of us. This one is called There's Something in the Corner by PhysicistFromFunen. We've done a couple of their puzzles at this point, and I think a lot of them are kind of in sort of the same vein as this. So it'll be another one to jump into and enjoy, because we have enjoyed the other ones as well. So let's just take a look at what the rules are, and let's get into this thing. So it's normal Sudoku, so every row, column, and 3x3 box will contain the digits 1 through 9 once each. We've got region sum lines, which are all of the lines here. So along a line, each blue line segment within a different 3x3 box must sum to the same total. The sum may be different for different lines. So whatever this digit is here, it will be the same as the value of these two digits added together. Same kind of concept here. Whatever these two add together, they will be the same value that these three add together, which will be the same value that these two add together, so on and so forth. And then we have Kropkis, so digits separated by a black dot in a 1 to 2 ratio, i.e. one is double the other. Said it for me, didn't have to do it. These two here will be in a 2 to 1 ratio, or one is double the other, as noted. So that's it. Those are the rules. Let's just jump into this one, see if we can get it going. So links in the description. Give it a try if you would like to do so. All right, so where are we going to start? I think we're starting on some of these black Kropkis, because there's some thing in the corner. It seems like a good place to go. So let's look here. We know that a black Kropki, or a series of 3 cells connected by black Kropkis, must be from their 1, 2, 4, 8 pairing. Because we obviously can't put 3, 6 on them, because we can't repeat one of those digits, and 5, 7s, and 9s don't go. These can't be 1s or 8s. Now, same thing occurs here. And does that actually do anything for us? Yes, it does. Well, it starts us off here at least. We're going to know that we'll put these in. There is a 2 and a 4 on this thing. There is a 2 and a 4 on this thing. This guy here then can't have 2 or 4, so it must be 3, 6. This one here, this guy could still technically have groupings from the 1, 2, 4, 8 grouping, because this could be like a 4, 8. And then this could be a 1, 2, or something along those lines could work. Or this could be like a 1, 2, and this would be an 8, 4. Okay, so we can't really say too much more about that one. This guy here, we also can't really say too much about, I don't think, yet. We're going to get onto these region sums here in a minute, but trying to go through these options first and see what we pull out. Yeah, because this guy, the 2 and the 4 have to go up here, but this could be 1 or 8 to work with something down here, and that would still work. Okay, so the next order of business is, well, we know some of the things about these groupings. Well, these will be the same digit, whatever they are. These will be the same digit, whatever they are, because they're singular cells within a region. Does that tell us anything about these guys? I don't know that it really does. And there's no huge section of region sum lines where we can start to really pare down some of these values. So what are we going to do then? How are we going to get into the next stage of this puzzle? Yeah, we're not forcing these guys into any specific place in the middle region here. So that's not doing too much for us. Is there any way to reduce some of these options because of what we have left on the lines to work with? Like, could this... Oh, okay, here we go. This can't ever be a 1, because I would force a 1, 2 pair. Well, that's 3. We already have a minimum of 3 here. I was going to say this couldn't be a 4, 8, but it can. 2, 4, 8, 1, 2, 4, 2, This can't be a 4. I was kind of just going through those options in my head. I don't know how useful they really are, though, but what are the options here? I guess this can't be a 2, 4 either, can it? A 2 here with a 4 here is what I mean, because that would be 6. Well, the options here is either this already is a 6 or it's a 3. So if these are 6, it would be a 3, 3 pair. This is not 2 either. Oop, hit the wrong button. Go away, you. Okay. Does that keep us moving in any direction? Now, again, the same thing's going to happen going the other direction. If this was a 2, this would now have to be a 4, and that breaks this again. So this is 4. That forces 8 and 2. That should hopefully get us going, because these are not 2s. This is, and then that forces this to be 4 and 8. Good. There's a little something. Now this guy is restricted because we know where the 2 and the 4 go. So this is a 3, 6. It's going to create a 3, 6 X-wing. I don't know how great that is, but it might come in handy here. We know this adds to 12. This can't be a 6, so it is the 3, 6, and we can just resolve those. This has to be a 9 because it has to add to 12. These two here have to add to 6, so they will be a 1, 5 pair. This will be a 7. Good. Alrighty, now, can we do something similar to this guy? We can also think about this guy. He's restricted the same way this one was, because we have 2s and 4s looking here, so this has to be a 3, 6 pair. Yeah, let's think about these, because I think we can work something similar out here. Like, we're never going to have a 9 here, because that would form a 17. You can never do that again. I guess you could put a 7 here, though, and this could be a 9, 5. What are the... well, let's think about the entirety of this line. It's going to be divided into 3 sections, and they are 45, which is the totality of every single row, column, and region, minus 6. So they are 39, which means this thing has to be divided by 3, like I said. So 39 divided by 3 is 13. This is 5. Now, to make 13... how do we have that happen? Well, I think this has to be a 1, 3, 9. And this will be a 7, 6. And I'll go back and explain why I believe that is here. Yeah, because you can't ever put a 9 on this, because you'd have to put a 4 to go with it to make 13. So that doesn't happen. So the 9 will go here. The only way to make 13, using a 9 is a 1, 3, 9, and leaves 6, 7 as well to be the only other way to make 13. Okay, that forces 6 and 3. What else does it say? One of these is a 3. And what about this grouping? What are they? And we can probably do the similar. Well, maybe not, because we don't have the values here, but let's look here first real quick. Let's just put in the options, then we'll pull things out. 1, 6, 7, and 9. These are not 6s. Do we have any other real reduction there? I don't think we do. One of these will be a 2, and it's not you. Let's see if we can find some more ways to reduce this before we start thinking about values. One of these is a 4. 2, 3, 4. Don't think we have enough to do much more over here, but we might be able to start getting into some of these other values. Again, I'd like to be able to do the same math concept we did here, but because we don't have this digit, that may be a bit more difficult to do. Well, let's think about it, actually. Let's think about this digit. What can it actually be? Let's just do the basic Sudoku first, then go through the process. 1 can't be 2, 3, or 4. Could be 5, can't be 6 or 7, 8 or 9. We have 3 sections in both of these directions. I'm trying to see if I can mathematically eliminate some things here. Because like if this was a 1, that would mean these 3 sections would add to 40. You can't divide 40 by 3. Or we can maybe just think about this grouping here, a little bit easier process. Like this can't be a 1, obviously. So this thing is either adding to 9, which it can't. Okay, there we go. So this is a 9, because if it was 7, 2, that would mean 9. This would be a 6. We'd have to add another 3. We can't do that. Okay, there we go. There was an easier way. I just had to look at it. Now we know this is 11, so this is 5. This is no longer 5 or 9, so it's 1 or 8. These 2 digits here have to, well, these 3 have to add to 11, minus this, so they actually add to 8, which means they are a 1-7 pair, and this is 8. Good. Now we can probably go in and do our math here and see if we get anything useful out of it, because these add to 15. These 3 have to add to 30, so each one of them is 10. Can we do anything with that? Yeah, I think we can, right? Because this has to just be a 1-9. It can't be 8-2. It can't be 7-3. It can't be 6-4. How about on this side now? It can't be 7-3. Can't be 9-1. Can't be 8-2. It is 6-4. That pushes this to be 2, 3, and 5. That's 10. I can do math. Good. That all works. Do we have anything looking around here? We don't. So we're able to get the digits here, but not quite resolve what they could be. Let's start thinking about this guy now, or this guy, because we have multiple things that cannot go on them. They obviously can't be 1s, can't be 2s, can't be 3s, can't be 5s. I guess technically it could be a 4. Can't be 6. Could be 7. Can't be 7, actually. Could be 8. And could be 9. I think those are the options. Yeah, and 4 is still actually possible, because this could be 1, 3. Okay, do I have any better luck over here? Because it can't be 1, can't be 2, can't be 3. Could be 4 still. Can't be 5 or 6. Could be 7. Could, oh no, that's it. It's either 4 or 7, because it can't be 8. Can't be 9. One of these is a 6, by the way, but so this is either 4 or 7. Oh, this one can't be 4 because we have an X-wing on 1s. So therefore, neither one of these could be 1. This is 7. Good. Now, does that do anything? It does. It gives us the 6 and the 7, which is going to give us the 4 and the 6. That 7 says 1, 7, 5, 1. I didn't quite reduce this guy any further, but we have some work we can do, because this can't be 7, so this is. Oops, let's get on the right path here. Good. What more? One of these is a 9, by the way. I don't think we can say how this 7 is organized. We just know it can't be 1, 6, because we already said the 1, 1. But it could be 2, 5 in a particular order, or 3, 4. And that seems like there isn't a restriction there just yet. Okay, so let's jump on to something else then. We know this is a 1, 6 pair. Okay, this can't be a 1 because we have 7s on these things. So if this was a 1, these would have to be a 0 and a 1. So this is 6, this is 1. It's going to give us the 9 and the 1. Still haven't removed options here, but that's okay. Let's start to think maybe about some of these guys here, because this here has to add to 6, because again, the 7's on each one of them. Well, it can't be 2, 4, so it is 1, 5, and we can put the 1 here and the 5 here. It's going to say one of these is 5 and one of these is 1, and that's going to be resolved, because we know which one is the 1 by Sudoku. That forces 9, 5, 3. This is a 2, 4 pair. These are 8 and 5. Just had to get our eyes looking in the right direction for that one. Good. Now we've got some more stuff we can start looking across the board maybe. Or do we just go over to here? We have to have 2 and 8. That's not really doing too much. What are you guys? 2, 8, and 9. That also doesn't do much. Okay. Let's try to find something else then. Is there anything obvious? Doesn't look like it. This still is not fully resolved. Okay. What about this corner? Because we got this corner to work. Maybe this one will as well. What are these? 2, 3, 4, and 7? This is not 7. This is not 3. This is not 3, so you are 3. 2, 4s, and 7s are not resolved just yet. Okay. Maybe one of those, one of those. One of these two. Just trying to jump over to Sudoku real quick to see if anything comes out of it. But what about you 3? Is there anything pushed onto you that helps us? 5 and 6. Not super. Oh, didn't mean to do that one. This one. This is not 6. This is not 5. But that's not really doing too much for us either. Is there anything here? No. Okay. We'll have to switch gears here and try to find something else that works. These 3 digits have, well, there's probably some math we could do, because we know these 3 digits add up to 13. We know these add to 7. That's only 20 with this many left over. Well, there's no way this is going to be a 4 anymore, because we would be at 24 with 2 digits left to have to add to 21. No bueno. This isn't 4. Could we take that any further, though? If we said 20 is here, we still said these 3 digits have to add to 25 in some way. That's, if these equal 8, that leaves us with 17. We can make that work. If they add up to 9, we have to go down to 16. It essentially says that one of these 2 is a 9, I guess, but no, not necessarily being all that helpful. Okay, what were these guys again? Either 2, 5, or 3, 4. This can't be 5, so this one can't be 2. 2, 3, almost something there. Kind of hoping that we'd have these guys looking at something that we could really help ourselves with, but I don't quite see it. I don't necessarily see anything Sudoku-wise that's jumping out. What about you guys? There has to be a 4 on here somewhere. That's the only other digit we're guaranteed on. Okay. Doopy doopy doop. 2 4s, 5 8s. What else? It's got to be something we can do with this. Right? How do we make any of these work? If it's 8 or 9, it can't have a 7 on it. Is that the key? One of these is 7? And then can we do anything to rule this out? Because if this is 7, these have to add to 6 in some way. None of those are 7s. Yeah. But I think we could easily do that, right? It wouldn't be 5 1, it would have to be 2 4. Does that break? That breaks, doesn't it? Let's think about it let's think through on that one. Because looking at this one as to whether it can be a 7 would leave 6 left over. We know we can't do 1 5 because we have the 1s staring. So it would have to be a 2 4 pair. Well, that would leave these as 3 and 5, which does not add up to 7. So this is not 7. This is. What does that do for us? Well, thought it would do more there, but I guess not. What else can we then say? Is there some other restriction, or can we go back to our math? Because now we have a 7 here in the corner. So we're at 27. So these 3 digits have to add up to 18. There it is. This has to be a 9. Because the only way to make 18 is a 9 with 9. So these are 9s. That 9 and this 9 say this is 9. These are not. Is that all the 9s? This one is 9. There we go. Now it's all the 9s. Good. Now, can we make the 9, or do we need to do something else? We could do 1s, X-wings of 1s, because we have these 2 1s here, so none of these are, which means one of these 2 is. We have a 1 over here, so none of these are, so this one is 1. 4, 7, 8. If this is a 1, this is an 8. That's perfectly fine. Can't do 2, 7. 3, 6 would, well, 3, 6 doesn't work because we have 3s and 6s looking in. The other option would be a 4, 5. 4, 5, that would leave this to be that would break. 4, 5 doesn't work. So we go back to our little spot over here on the 7s. If this is a 4, 5, this becomes a 3. Well, to make 7, it has to have a 4 with it. We just use the 4 here. So this is not 4, 5. It's not 6, 3. It is not 7, 2. It is 8, 1. This is the 1. This is the 8. And that's going to tell us this is 3 and 1. Now, these are not 3s. This is 4 or 5, so this can't be 4. Do we have anything more here? No. Okay. Not necessarily, I should say, at least. We still have to figure these guys out as being some group of digits that is going to add to 13. It must have a 6 on it somewhere, which leaves 7 left over. We can't use 6 1. So it's just the 2, 2, 3, 4, 5 with a 6. That's really all that's telling us. And these are not 6s. So that is 6. Okay, what else does that say? Anything? Let's go through Sudoku, because I feel like there's something here that we can work through. Well, let's look at 6s first. This is 6, which means this is 7, which means this isn't 7, which means this is. Now, we can finish the 6s and the 5 here. These 3 digits are 2, 4, and 8. We can make some reductions. Not as much as I'd hoped, though. All right, what else? Let's go down. Let's keep going down the Sudoku road. What are these 2 digits? That is going to give us this. Yeah, because this has to have an 8 on it somewhere, which goes here, which forces 2 and 8 and 8. This is not 8, so this is. That should be all of the 8s once we put this one in. Good, that 5 is now going to give us the 4 and the 2. That forces the 3. These are not 3s or 4s. These are not 2s. The 3 here says this is 5 and 3. 5 will give us the 2, 5. That'll give us the 4 and the 2. The 4 here gives us 2, 4, 2, 4. This is 4. This is 3. This is 2. And this is 4. There we go. Thank you for solving, and do not hesitate to share your thoughts on the puzzle. Cool. So 400 solves in 5 days. Seems like that's about the correct stop. 26 minutes. There's Something in the Corner by PhysicistFromFunen. Really enjoyed that one. I do kind of like how this all kind of went together and actually using math in an enjoyable way. I know some of you'd be like coming at me with pitchforks for that, but being able to use the maths on this thing to start to break into some of these lines, I thought was quite nice, and particularly, how you could work through some of these things to get to that point. So anyway, really fun puzzle. I hope you all enjoyed that one, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a good day.